reason for you. I don't know about me.
Hey, fam.
Yes.
You didn't hear what I just said to him before the camera started.
Yeah.
On my Instagram, for some reason, it was like
washed out.
And so I said, why do we look so white?
I've been called many things in my life.
You've never been called white?
I've had people ask if I was. I've had people ask if I was just tanned.
Are you just a tan?
Are you just a really tan white guy, or what? Like,
or is there something else
yes.
going on here?
Yeah, it's like okay.
Oops. What was your phone?
I left my glasses wipe.
Oh.
Get started. Tell everybody what's going on.
Hey guys, what is up? Happy Sunday. Welcome to Coffee Chat with Coach Bronson and Coach Nat.
We're a little late. Sorry.
Extra late today, but that's...
Coach Nat had a hot flash.
Y'all. Oops. Yeah, I just had a hot flash for the first time in a while. It just
you're like,
came
what
out
is
of
going
nowhere. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so hot, I'm sweating. I was standing in the freezer.
Change.
I changed like 3 times because I was like, nope, that's not gonna work. Thank God I'm doing laundry today, and all my little shorts rompers are in the laundry. And thank goodness I had this one. I was like, okay, I need something that has some ventilation.
Yeah.
And then I iced down my coffee, and I was standing in the freezer.
Yep.
I thought that this phase, I thought it was just a little phase, but it's back apparently.
It's going to be some time. Now, granted, you have gone a while without it.
Yeah, that means something's happening with my estrogen and progesterone. I always forget what the hot flash trigger is. Something has shifted because for a while there, this has not been a symptom. So, yay for new symptoms.
Yay for new symptoms.
Shout out to my ladies in perimenopause. Solidarity, sisters. We're in this together.
Seriously. Woo. You should do a talk. You should do a masterclass using my case study.
Okay.
And talk about how keto and fitness can help with perimenopause.
Yeah.
Right? Because for a lot of women in the world, society going through this, they don't have good nutrition. They don't have good fitness.
Right.
And it's way worse for them than it is for someone who's following a good diet and exercise.
I'm trying to find better lighting on this Instagram, whatever, that'll work.
So you could do that. That'd be kind of cool.
A masterclass, you said? Oh, invite you on?
We can do that, but I mean, I have a case study.
Yeah,
the case study that talks about what we did and how it worked and what macros they followed and what exercises they did and how often they did it and all that kind of stuff.
I plan to do a whole series on menopause.
Okay.
Because I've got a lot to share from my certification. Now I haven't shared with y'all that Girls Gone Strong, which is where I got my menopause coaching certification, specialist, whatever they call it.
Yep.
They came out with a Menopause Plus, which is more of a focus on HRT.
Okay.
And the specific hormonal changes. So, I mean, they covered the basic hormone changes and the phases and like what we go through and how our bodies change. But that first one was really so much more for personal trainers working with women, going through this process and how we can help as a coach. There's a lot of the coaching concepts. And that went into some really great stuff about pelvic floor health and stuff like that, which is interestingly something we just talked about inside my academy. But this next one talks more on the specific hormonal changes and hormone therapies, which the first one just kind of briefly mentioned and really didn't get into. So I'm excited. It's not a whole new certification. It's like an addendum that they did. So there's a book. I got the book, the textbook. So I want to go through that and then kind of refresh on the first certification, anything that I may have missed, because I went through that quickly. So
I'm going to do some kind of a series.
So I want to do a full series, on
Maybe turn it into a course down
maybe,
the road.
yeah.
All right. Housekeeping.
Announcement.
We're only a couple weeks away now from our meetup. September 20th in Fairfax, Virginia, Fairfax Lake Park, Reston, Virginia. If you're interested in going, or if you've told somebody, because I know everybody that's watching is telling people about this, everyone they know in the Virginia, Maryland, DC, Pennsylvania, Delaware, North Carolina region, West Virginia included. Technically, you could even say Kentucky. That's a doable drive from the edges of Kentucky. Yeah. You can go to my Facebook page, your Facebook page, and look at events. We should have that on there. Or if you go to lowcarbevents.com, it's listed there as well.
Cool. So, and then did you put it, you didn't put it on Eventbrite? No, because there's no tickets.
There's no tickets. It's free.
Right, it's free.
It's free. It's potluck though, so bring food. My mom said she's bringing Mission Barbecue.
I'm not mad at that.
Nope, not
at all. Okay, now I'm cool enough that
there's
I can probably
going to be more food than enough people to eat it. But that's never a bad thing.
Never. I am bringing birthday cake pork rinds from Pork and Good.
Yeah, we got to think about what we're bringing.
I didn't even think about that. I was thinking about ordering their new strawberry shortcake ones.
Order a bunch of Shake Shack.
But I didn't want to order
a big bowl.
I didn't want to order 4 bags of strawberry shortcake pork rinds and then have them all sitting here.
You're so weird. I don't understand.
I love the dessert flavors.
I know you do.
They're yummy.
Blech. Okay.
You just have to not think about strawberries and pork together. Anyways, I'm bringing the birthday cake ones because they sent me, shout out to Pork and Good, they sent me 10 free bags.
Right.
Because I won one of their giveaways. And I've been putting them in my prizes for my ladies from the Summer Shape and Shred Challenge, which we wrapped up at the end of August. So I have a few bags left. So I'm bringing a couple to our meetup, and I think I'll probably have 1 bag left I can bring to Vegas because we are going on our Vegas retreat in 4 weeks.
Wow, that's wow.
4.5-ish.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm leaving on Wednesday.
So we got the meetup and then another week or so, and then you go.
October 8th is when I leave, so it's a couple
2 weeks. 2 weeks
from then.
All right, and then what are some other things we got going on? Those are the big things that we got going on, right?
Yes.
Don't forget to join my science club. This week's meeting, we're going to go over a study that looks at ketogenic diets and thyroid function.
Ooh, that's right. This is the one I wanted to.
That's this week, Wednesday, Thursday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, I hope I don't have something else going on. That sounds familiar for some reason. But.
Okay. Oh.
11/11. Look at that. Also, shout out to my bestie, Chantel, out in Vegas. It is her birthday today, and her hubby's birthday was Friday, I believe.
Okay.
So shout out to them. Happy birthday weekend. I'll get to see them in a few weeks in Vegas. So excited. My first experience at the Olympia. And myself, Coach Mary Grace, and Kristen Andell, one of our clients, will all be on stage for the Angel Competition Bikinis fashion show.
And your bikini's coming in soon.
My bikini is on its way. I'm so excited.
Me too.
I'm going to have not just the bikini, but I have wings being made this time because it's angel themed out there. So I'm having wings that match my bikini that I will in the future.
Are they devil wings or angel wings?
I'm such an angel. Although I suppose you could turn that into.
Yeah. You should get one that's a feathered and one that's like a bat wing.
Oh, or a combo.
Feathered bat wings.
That looks like one is trying to overcome the other.
The whole black swan thing, right?
Which eventually I do want to do a black swan theme for fitness whenever I cross over to fitness.
Okay.
Which at this point is not going to be this year. Because at this point, y'all, I am 12 weeks out or even less to Mexico, which is the last show of the year. And I still have not dropped a pound, y'all.
That's a whole nother video because Are you going to be a Victoria's Secret angel?
That's kind of the concept. So Angel competition bikinis, first of all, they are named Angel. But this particular show, that's kind of the theme of this fashion show. So yes, it'll be along those lines. And then I plan to, the reason I wanted to do the wings this time is because eventually I do want to compete in fitness where you do a theme wear round instead of just a bikini round. So, but I have to get shredded like I've never been before. And this year I wanted to do that.
Where does that word come from for that?
But it just does not seem like it's happening. So, not seem like it's just not happening. But I have lost body fat because my body fat percentage continues to go down.
But your weight is not.
My weight is not.
Recomping.
So I did tell him, though,
shredded come from?
I think that I'm getting a drop on the scale this week. I think it's coming. So I think it's a lot of the time when I get a drop in body fat and it stays, it's not just a random fluid balance thing on the scale, but like it actually continues. So it has continued. I've dropped down into the 18% range. I think that a drop on the scale is coming next. I don't know where the term shredded came from.
Doesn't seem to apply. Lean, but then we all associate it now, but when did someone look at somebody that was really lean and be like, oh, you look shredded? What is that?
I don't know, but I imagine it comes from something like chicken bones, right? It's like shredding off the bone. Like you're shredding
maybe
to the bone. Like that's the whole
shredded
concept.
To the bone. Gotcha.
There's also peeled.
Peeled I can see. Like someone's peeling the fat away. Okay.
Yeah.
So we didn't write this down because it came up just this morning as far as topics.
He had a couple of ideas, and my brain was not. Now we know.
Your brain was not brain.
Look, now we know it had to have been.
I wrote one of them.
Hormonal thing, but
I wrote one.
I was just not responding to him. He's like, "Hello,
hello, are you there?" But then the other one just happened before we were getting started, and that was I got to remember what it was now. Discomfort.
Discomfort.
So I saw TikTok, and we get a lot of ideas from social media. The idea that, and I'll just say the idea, and then we can talk about it or your thoughts on it. We often talk about being okay with being uncomfortable.
Get comfortable being
Get
uncomfortable.
comfortable being uncomfortable. Embrace the suck. Discomfort is part of the journey. All of these things, right? Get out of your comfort zone. Really big things happen, and I'm going to say something after I say this because we've all heard it before. Really big things happen when we realize we're already, especially if you're unhealthy, unfit, you're dealing with health issues or mental health issues or lack of mobility. There's physical limitations, not having the physical freedom or ability to do things you want to do, having to say no to things, feeling overwhelmed all the time. Like there's so many aspects of this. Big things happen when you realize you're already uncomfortable. And that being okay with being uncomfortable isn't really the issue. It's choosing your uncomfortable. That is the issue.
It's like you hear choose your hard. It's hard to be overweight. It's hard to not be able to move around and do the things you want to do and not have vitality and energy and drive and all the things because of what you're struggling with your health concerns. And it's hard to do something different. It's hard to do something about that.
It's the doing something different that is the challenge, not getting outside your comfort zone. You're uncomfortable already. And we talk about what is your pain point? What is your why not? What are those things right now that are making you uncomfortable that you were willing to change to something else that's uncomfortable? All you're doing is replacing one uncomfortable for another. And the question you have to ask yourself is this worth it?
You know what? I have a new way of thinking about this. The whole concept of you're already comfortable
uncomfortable or comfortable.
No,
You're already
that's the
comfortable in your
problem.
ooh.
You're already comfortable being uncomfortable.
Woo! Think about that, guys.
You are too comfortable being uncomfortable. It's the change that you're thinking of as discomfort, but you have gotten too comfortable with your current discomfort.
Woo!
You're just trading one kind of discomfort for another.
I don't often do this, but yes.
Woo!
Yes, that's it.
That's it. Done. Bye.
Wow.
We're done today.
All right, yeah.
That's
the
it.
message that we're kicking off with, guys. You don't have a problem being okay with discomfort.
You're just okay with the wrong discomfort.
Woo-hoo! I got chills. Yes.
Wow.
How about this one? Which discomfort is serving you? Are you choosing a comfort to be comfortable, or discomfort to be comfortable with, that is keeping you where you are, or is it moving you forward?
Let that sit.
Let me take it to another level, something we haven't talked about in a while. Your discomfort is like your relationship. Which one are you going to pursue? Are you going to pursue the current relationship that you have with things that are harming you, i.e. the toxic relationship? Or are you going to pursue the relationship that is going to actually empower you and enable you to do the things that you want to do? Are you met this wonderful person? Are you going to pursue them and build that relationship? Or are you going to say, you look really nice and you probably would be really cool to hang out with, but this person over here who's destroyed my life is where I'd rather be.
Ooh, that's going to hit hard for some people who are in that situation with their spouse.
And that's what you're doing right now in a lot of cases with the things in your life. So you have a choice.
You know what else we talked about this morning?
Yeah.
How we met.
We did.
And how it completely changed the trajectory of both of our lives for the better.
Yeah.
Now, Bronson had to make a decision that actually made that happen, because when he met me, he was seeing someone. And I don't know that I would say
that's strong.
It wasn't a toxic relationship, but it was, well, I don't know. Maybe it was. I didn't know it from the inside.
It wasn't a healthy relationship.
Right. It was not helping you move forward, and it could have been holding you back in many ways.
Yes.
Not the most toxic, not like a abusive situation or anything like that. It would have
been, in many ways, it would have been a repetitive cycle, though.
Right? You had to choose different. I
had to do different. I had to choose different. And thank God I had the option.
And
because if I hadn't gone to that event, if I hadn't met you.
So we said that the Vegas keto event in 2021 happened because of us. It was meant to be for us to meet. That was the purpose of that event, to happen. And one day we might just try to bring that back.
Oh, you're throwing that out there all the way. Okay. That was an idea that
I've now shared with the world.
Well, now people are going to be like, antithetic Vegas.
Not anytime soon, y'all. Not
I got a doctorate. I got a doctorate
after the doctorate. But all that to say, seriously, it was you, and you've shared this with me. You were like, this is what I need in my life. Right. Well, and that is not.
After I tried to lure you with the keto brick, that hour of us just talking about business and nutrition and mindset,
about ideas,
and we talked about all kinds of stuff in that 1 hour, hour and a half. I don't even know how long we stayed in there and just talking about stuff. Talking about you telling me about the things, the retreats you've been on, like we just went through so many different things. I have never been with anyone that I could have that level of conversation with. That hour and a half is what done.
You were like, I'm done.
I'm already attracted physically. There's no question about that. But now she's actually got some depth and she's got experience and she's intelligent and she gets all of this stuff and she can articulate and seems to be emotionally together. Like it was just so, like, it was just like, what the fuck is
when you think
going
about
on?
it, that conversation is our life now.
It's what we do every day. Absolutely.
You got a glimpse of what life would be.
Every day.
And you were like, I need this.
This is amazing. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what did it for me.
So there you go. It
wasn't even you assaulting me later that was just icing on the cake. And then I was overly open with you.
Yes.
And probably gave you way more information out there. And you were like, what is this guy?
I really had to make it. I had to make a decision.
You had to make a decision too. Like, this guy is being open and honest with me up front. And then you also talk about that I was trying to facilitate and help you make connections without looking for anything in return.
That's what I would say was my big.
Yeah.
Like what you experienced in that conversation we had was what I experienced with you actually taking such an interest and seeing the potential of what I could do with my business and my brand and myself as a person. And I'm at a loss for words. It was just like, let me pour into you and not the energy I had been receiving from men, which was, what can you do for me? Yeah.
Yeah, I immediately knew. I knew you weren't in the right place, but I definitely saw that you had potential to do things for sure. Mm-hmm. So yes, we were talking about that. How did we even get started on that?
Choose your difficult.
Oh, choose your
discomfort.
Yeah. Was it strange for me to be like, hey, I've got this thing over here. I'm not really sure if I even want it, where it's at. It's kind of up in limbo right now. There's some things going on I'm not really happy with. I see myself repeating cycles that are not healthy. And then there's this, that's a whole brand new thing. The subconsciously, maybe even thinking it through, the reason I was so open was because I was like, look, if I'm going to make this change, I'm not going to do it I'm not going to slow roll this. Like, if this is going to be a change, I'm putting it all out there. And if it sticks, it sticks. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We'll see how things go from there. But it was kind of like not a backup plan, what's a contingency. Like, my being open was if this doesn't work, I've got this to fall back on.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah,
It's not like I didn't have as much of there wasn't as much of a risk because it wasn't like I didn't have anything else.
Right.
So in that sense, that relationship
you
helped a little bit.
You weren't so afraid to just say, here, it is what it is. And if she says, nope, I'm not signing up for that.
If she's like, hell no.
Then I haven't lost anything because I haven't.
Right. But there's something here that I have to. But at the same time, try to see what's up.
You even said that to me. I'm doing this differently this time.
Right.
Because you had not done that in the past, and most people don't do that. Most people are not like, here's all my dirty laundry. It's like, let me present the best side of myself, and then eventually they're going to see all these other things, and then now you're invested and you have something to lose, kind of.
You know what I realized as we're talking about this. The revelation that I had or we had or at some point after we started talking where we both realized that in our relationship there are no butterflies. There is no being apart doesn't cause any negative emotions. Being together all the time doesn't cause
there's no insecurities and fears.
And there was an epiphany which we've seen other people kind of repeat in their content and things like that, but I had a realization, I think we had a realization at one point that butterflies in a relationship is not love, and it is not a sign of a healthy connection. It is a sign of insecurity. It is a sign of anxiety.
Yep.
Right? Because there's something that you are anxious about or fearful about that person, either your inability to function in their absence or some level of that, or your inability to trust what's going on when they're absent from you. But whatever,
or
your ability.
Your fear of actually being fully transparent with them.
That was the other side
yourself,
of it, right? When you're together.
Because you're not sure how they're going to respond. And so you're actually not fully being yourself. You're holding back.
Right. And me putting it all out there up front, I think set the groundwork for that, because I didn't have to do the slow roll. I didn't have to show you all the good stuff up front and then be worried about what's coming over the next 6 months or a year.
When she finds this out, when she finds that out.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to worry about it.
Yep.
Look.
And by him doing that,
I got this. Yeah.
That opened the way for me to do that. That's actually what you ended up doing there, was priming safety.
Yeah.
Saying, hey, it's safe for you to share because I've shared. And that is everything.
Yeah.
That is everything.
So, Keto Rehab, relationship counseling.
Seriously, though, we talk a lot about this with our clients.
Yeah.
The importance of communicating with your spouse about the changes you're trying to make, right? There tends to be a lot of strife in relationships when one person is committing to this lifestyle that the other person has not chosen. And now there's all this stress.
Okay, can I relate this?
Yes.
How many of you have watched a show or a movie on TV where you are screaming your brains out to just have the characters talk to each other? Just tell them what's bothering you. Tell them you feel sad. Tell them you are afraid. Tell them, I would like this in my life, instead of expecting it and then being mad when it's not there.
Or those movies where something has happened and they don't tell the other person about it because they're trying to fix it, cover it up without the other person knowing.
I have to handle this. It's my fault. The self-flagellation. Gosh.
It's so difficult to watch those shows.
90% of every movie or TV show in history would not exist if the characters would just talk to each other. Just like 90% of all of the problems in your life would not exist if you just talked to each other.
The one show we were watching, the White Collar.
White Collar.
Right?
All the time.
Every episode. That was the whole concept of the show, was these partners, essentially, who, one's a convict, or one's a...
He's a convict.
Yeah, convict.
And the other one's a FBI.
He's basically an informant to the FBI.
Yeah.
And everything is, I can't tell them about this, I've got to fix it. And then that creates, what was our other topic for today? Drama.
Drama, yes.
That creates this drama, and that's the whole reason why it's always in TV shows, because they have to have the drama.
You gotta have the drama to keep it going.
But what's happening in your lives? A lot of you are addicted to the drama. You'd rather have drama than have the peace that would come from doing what you need to do.
Right. Okay, real quick, we got a couple comments here. Hot flashes suck. How about that? Nova, Virginia, antithetic. Okay. The cinnamon pork. Okay, I will say the cinnamon porking goods are the bomb. I will say.
You like the Chur Wow.
Yeah, the churro ones.
And the apple cinnamon.
Those are good.
Those are really good. Yeah.
But the cake, he
doesn't like the, because they're fakey. The cake flavor is a little bit more fakey.
Evelyn says, what color bikini?
I'm not sharing yet. You have to wait for the bikini reveal.
Dustin said they ran long this morning. You couldn't catch up with the comments. That's awesome. Hey, running long is a good thing. That means people are engaged. That's awesome.
Yes. What's your favorite flavor equip
After
protein
cinnamon.
after cinnamon? Do you like any other? So his favorite is cinnamon. I actually don't like the cinnamon
The
one.
mint chocolate's not bad.
You like all the sugar ones.
But it's not. Yeah, I mean, I think I might just be equip chocolated
You're
out.
over the chocolate.
Because I used to do it all the
that was your
time.
favorite.
And then when the salted caramel, I did
You
that
used to like the
all
salted
time.
caramel, yeah.
But then the cinnamon came out.
Which is so funny. I think there's something off with the flavor in the cinnamon. I don't like
Really?
the cinnamon, the actual flavor that they use for it. So
okay.
that's actually not in my list. But my top equipped flavors, peanut butter is my number one.
Which it seems like it's such a waste to me. It doesn't even
He
taste
wants
like
more
anything.
peanut butter
I want
flavor.
peanut butter.
I like that it's a little muted. I've been using the salted caramel. You know what I've been doing lately that's amazing? Salted caramel and the iced coffee flavor. It makes like a salted caramel
The iced coffee's not bad.
latte, kind of like a cappuccino flavor.
That's actually not bad. I would probably say that's my second.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. So those two together right now are what I'm doing the most. And then I like the vanilla collagen. Their vanilla collagen is a lot better than their vanilla equip. So mixing the vanilla with the peanut butter to make like a fluffernutter, that's my jam. So yeah.
You want
those
to
are
read
my
this
favorite.
one? From
I
Evelyn?
also really liked the mint chocolate.
You liked it at first when it, yeah.
But it's limited edition, so I'm rationing that bag. I'm trying not
Okay,
to
I'll
use
try
too
not
much
to
of it.
have any of it. Read that one from Evelyn.
Did you just say you tried to lure her with a keto brick? Well, now we got to tell the story.
I
And
did.
then Dustin says, just see chunks of keto brick on the floor and Nat walking along picking them up.
There was a trail. Yes,
trail of
from the
keto brick.
conference room to my hotel room, I just laid out little chunks of
This
a
is
trail of keto brick and got her to
this is even
come
funnier.
spend some time with Bronson.
It's even funnier when you know that he's 11 years older than me.
Yeah.
So he
Yes.
lured. He's like, little girl.
I was like, little girl, would you like some keto brick?
But seriously, the conversation went. I had never had keto brick. Rob was not at this event, so keto brick was not there.
But I had like,
But he
I had brought like six of them. I had a whole bunch of them. With different flavors and everything. And I was like, somehow we started talking about them.
I don't know how we got on that subject.
Oh, because I was talking about asking who you knew in the space. And then we were talking about bodybuilders. And I think we were talking, do you know who Rob is? And you're like, no, I don't know who Rob Sykes is.
I didn't know who anybody was back
Yeah.
then because I wasn't in the keto space.
Right, you were in the keto gains.
I was keto gains, all keto gains, and they were very much siloed in their own space. So yeah, I didn't know Two Crazy Ketos. I didn't know Dr. Barry. I didn't know
You didn't
Keto
know Rob,
Brick.
you didn't know Benazai. You didn't know anybody that was there.
Yeah. Well, I knew Goody. I knew
You knew Goody, and you knew DeLauer, didn't you?
Yeah,
Because he was there.
I think, yes, I knew DeLauer and Maria Emmerich.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I was talking to you about Rob,
I
and you're
know
like, who's Rob? And then
Keto Chow. I didn't know that
You didn't know
either.
Keto Chow,
Yeah,
yeah.
I knew nobody.
Yep.
I was not up with the times.
So we talked about that. I told you about Keto Brick, and you're like, "What's that?" And I tried to explain it to you, and you're like, "I don't get it."
What? It's a
It's
brick?
a brick, but it's fat. Like, what? Yeah. So I was like, "You want to go try some?"
I have some in my hotel
I got some in my room, and you came with me.
I did. But you know what made it less creepy was that this hotel, it's not just rooms, it's like suites.
Right,
So
and it was
the
a
bedroom
big.
part of them were not, you don't walk into a bedroom like you do like in a Holiday Inn or
It's like
something.
they're like apartments.
Yeah.
There's just basically like
So there's
big
like a little
apartment building.
kitchenette with like a living room. So we were sitting in there. So,
Right.
And Judith came by and thought she was interrupting something.
Yeah, well, because her room hadn't been ready when she got there. So she's like, "Hey, can I just put my bags in your room?" So we're sitting, and I was on a couch, you were on a chair on the other side of the room.
Yeah,
You weren't on it.
it's like a living room.
You were like standing up against the dresser, actually, or a desk or something.
Yeah, we weren't like cozying up.
Yeah. And then she's knocked on the door, and we're like, "Come on in, it's open." She came in, she was like, "Whoa, excuse me, let me get my stuff."
Let me get out of your way. It's not like we're in bed or something.
Yeah, right. We're just talking. And that was that hour. I don't even know how long we talked, but I do remember.
We missed the event.
We missed dinner.
It was the cocktail
There
party.
was a cocktail party, dinner. So we must have been in there for a long time.
We had to have been in there for
just
a couple
talking.
hours, yeah.
And then and there were separate rooms. So there was that living area, then there was the bedroom.
Yes.
And I went into the bedroom to change, go to dinner.
And then he asked me what I thought of his outfit. Did it match his shoes?
And then I came out and I was like, I know this is kind of a girlfriend question. and we just met, but how's this look? And she was like,
looks good to me.
Looks good to me. I totally set that up. I totally set that up.
And then we ended up going to dinner.
We went up to there and there was nobody left.
Well,
Everybody was gone.
It was gone. It was over. So then
we actually walked and went to dinner and
had our first date.
Yeah. And then we went to Little John concert afterwards.
I still think it's so funny that, I was not yet carnivore, but I was carnivore-ish. You were carnivore, and we both got fish. We went to
It was good fish, though.
It must have been
good fish. It was the Greek place.
It was Greek?
Yeah.
I didn't remember that.
Yeah. You don't remember that?
No.
Yeah, it was a Greek place.
So funny.
Anywho, okay.
How about that?
So I tried to lure her. I successfully lured her
me with
Keto Brick. Let's see. This is a big chunk of what Dustin says. This is a big chunk of what I talked about in my live this morning. Chandra and I watch TV, and this is the biggest problem. Not this exact scenario, but how do we communicate better?
The communication, yeah.
Yeah, communication pieces. How do you communicate better? I think it starts with what she said, and that is you have to create a safe space for each other. Being able, and that's why, as corny as it is, the trend from a couple months ago of we listen and we don't judge, where people were saying stuff back and forth, that is
our relationship.
That is it. Listen but don't judge. What's going on? There is no judgment. I don't have to feel like if I'm expressing something to her about an emotion that I'm having, I don't get from her any condescension or emasculation because I'm sharing something emotional, right? And she doesn't have to feel like there's going to be any judgment if she has anything from me, right? Hey, this is bothering me. Hey, I asked you something this morning that I was like, something that happened yesterday that I was like, what's going on? I'm not sure. I'm a little concerned. And we ended up laughing about it more than anything. But, if there's a concern, if there's something that's bothering you, you have to be willing to talk about it.
Address it, yeah.
And if you have a fear, and this is the hard part, this is the hurdle that we have to get over. If you have a fear of talking to your partner about something, that's the first conversation you have to have. That's the hardest one.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I can trust you to have honest conversations. That's a hard thing to say.
Yeah.
But that's often what you need to say.
Yep.
So there's that. That's too funny. Thankfully, Bronson is not a creepy old man.
No, he's just an old man.
If you only knew. If you only knew. What, Dustin? I'm not sure I can get with you on this one. Dustin says, why can't Porking Good release a hot mustard?
You know what I would want to
I don't know about that.
Honey mustard would be good. That would be good.
What?
Yes.
No.
You know what I used to love? This is such a you thing I'm about to say.
Wait, babe. Doritos has a hot mustard too? I don't know if I can get behind that.
Babe.
What?
The number of things you've said to me that you loved in your old life, junk food things you've told me you loved that I'm like, that's weird.
What are you talking about?
Nobody liked that. Why did you like that?
No, they did like it because they sold millions of them.
But the things
everybody loves, and
Lorna Doones.
Lorna Doones. Who doesn't love it, especially when you put them in milk? Thumbs up if you like Lorna Doones.
The most boring.
Lorna Doones shortbread cookies are bomb.
basic, boring shortbread.
Oh my God, they're so good.
Anyway, there's been a lot of things like that where he'll say, oh my God, you know what I used to love? You know what I used to love? It's so random. Because it's not even like a typical...
And Twizzlers.
Not even a typical thing I would love, but I used to love the honey mustard pretzel bites. Like, they were
that's different. That's pretzels.
chips.
Oh, hell yeah.
So I think honey mustard pork rinds would be amazing.
But pork rinds versus pretzels, I mean, mustard on pretzels makes sense. That's what you do. But I don't know about pork rinds. I'd try it, I guess.
It's basically a chip.
I'd try it, I guess.
Yeah.
Evelyn, look at the thumbs up for Lorna Dunes.
Sarah
I love it.
says don't even know what they are.
You don't need to. You're past that. It's okay.
Yeah.
Shortbread cookies, they're amazing. But
no, they're not.
Now, if someone could come up with a keto version...
Oh, God.
Of Lorna Dunes.
I'm sure somebody has.
Keto Dunes.
I bet Maria could do a protein version.
Right? Shortbread and Twizzlers. Evelyn is my kind of lady.
Twizzlers, too?
Twizzlers were I eat a whole...
the bottom of
guys,
the candy choices.
Guys, you all don't even know. They don't even know.
No, they don't.
The things, God, my lifestyle back in the day. Good Lord. I can put away some food, and I used to put away some food. And none of it was actual food.
No.
Right? I mean, okay, just as an example, in case y'all are wondering, where did Coach Bronson come from? All right? My typical movie theater excursion, I'm afraid to even say this, a family-sized pack of Twizzlers, 2 or 3 of the little cups of nibs, ice cream nibs, okay? Order of nachos with extra cheese, and 2 hot dogs. At a minimum. Sometimes I would also get the box of Reese's as well. And this is back before all the movies were 2 hours long. So in an hour to an hour and a half, gone. All of it would be gone. The entire family pack size of Twizzlers, all the Reese's, all the nachos, all the hot dogs, all the nibs.
TLDR here is anybody who thinks they cannot make the transition to this lifestyle.
Yes.
If he could do it,
guys, you have no idea.
Literally anyone can do it.
No idea.
Sarah said, just gave me a bellyache thinking about
Seriously, right? And wondering why I have all of these gut issues and IBS and crap my pants all the time, right? Let me think about it. Yeah.
Wow.
Whew, okay. All right, back to the topics. What are the topics?
We were supposed to talk about
drama.
Carb cycling from last week.
Well, but you want to...
Do you want to talk about the drama?
The drama, and then we can... we only got...
how much more do we have to say about...
Well, energy currency, that's different. We never really talked about that. Energy. So, where did this even come from?
I don't know. What inspired you?
This was the one from this morning. We were laying in bed. I was like, something clicked in my head. I forget. I don't know if I read something or saw something. We talked about this yesterday with my capacity.
Oh, yeah.
And managing the different things. So I had a little bit of a revelation yesterday. You can ask her. I am often frustrated with how bored I seem and feel. There's much of the time of my day, especially on the weekends, where I'm literally just like...
It's not just on the weekends. You do that at work too.
Well, I'm down at the work is different. At least I'm at work. But when I'm at home, there's often periods of time where I'm just kind of looking around where I'll watch something on TV or I'll read something for a little bit or I'll doom scroll and just like there's nothing going on. It hit me yesterday that while there's nothing while I'm physically not doing anything, my brain is on all the time. I'm managing so many things right now. And just to give you an idea, right? There's nothing going on. I'm sitting on a couch watching TV, feeling like I'm not doing anything with my life. And that's how it feels. It's like I've got nothing going on. I'm bored out of my mind right now. But then when you look at, okay, I'm working a 9-to-5 job. I'm in a doctoral program. I'm writing my 4th book. And I'm working on 3 research papers that are getting published.
And you're coaching.
And I have coaching clients. And it's like, okay, and I'm going to the gym on a regular basis, right? And I spend time with you. right? It's like, okay, there's a lot going on, but my mental energy doesn't always match my physical activity. So there's more going on here than you see going on with my body moving and doing things. And it just got me thinking about the impact of mental capacity and how it affects our life and all these other kind of things. And then I started thinking about the idea of the energy that you put into things. Energy currency. Where are you spending your time? Where are you spending your energy? And then I saw something. We saw the running lady, the 10 mile. That's what it was.
Oh, that's what triggered this?
That's what triggered this. There's somebody online who's videoing herself running 10 miles and the thousands of comments giving her a hard time about there's no way you actually ran 10 miles in this video. But it hit me as I'm watching this, like, how do people have time to comment on something that means absolutely nothing? Just to feel heard? I don't know what the motivation is, right?
There when you think, yeah.
Right?
It's to
what? And it got me thinking about the energy that you put into things is where you go. So if you're trying to move forward in your health, are you putting energy into the things? And it's not just the activities, but it's the mindset. It's the things that you think about. Are you thinking about the future, or are you stuck thinking about the past? Are you thinking about how something's going to impact your goals, or are you thinking about how do I feel about this right now? Right? Where you put your energy is going to direct where you end up. And there are way too many people who are stuck in the drama, commenting on, taking up their time, engaging in conversation that isn't helping them. And it's not helping anybody else either. This is the biggest thing. If you want to comment on something, and I see this in social media, and this is a struggle that I have. Somebody posts something and I just, but
we talk about how we both see things in groups, come up on our feed that so-and-so has this question in a group or something, right?
Or someone makes a comment and we're like,
yes,
they just don't get it.
This triggered me the other day. I was seeing things in this one particular group, and then the responses from the admins in the group are not helpful at all, and they're not answering the question that the person had. And that frustrates me, and then I want to go help, but then I'm looking at it and I'm going,
it's just a black hole.
Oh my God, this is going to drain me.
It's just a black hole of energy.
This is not going to help.
Right.
It's a waste of my time and energy and effort.
And how many of you put that filter on when you're engaging, especially on social media?
Oof.
Is this worth my time? Is this worth, when I'm complaining about being overwhelmed, when I'm complaining about not having time, when I'm complaining about not having energy, when I'm complaining about trying to balance all of these things in my life, is engaging in this conversation, and yes, you have to go to that level. Is engaging in this conversation worth my time when I've got all of these other things I have to manage? Mental capacity has to be managed at the finest level.
I just thought of something. If you ever watch Tony Robbins videos where he's coaching people, you'll see this happen a lot. This actually popped up on my feed today with, that guy, the comedian. Anyway, he was saying something about, I don't believe I blah, 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 whatever it was. And Tony's like, stop saying that. And you'll see Tony Robbins shut people down when they start to go into the woe is me.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and I like to say, if you argue for your limitations, you get to keep them. If you focus on all of the negative, all of the problems, we will see people spend, I mean, when you look at what they're posting online, for example, how long did it take you to just list out all of your problems, all of the negative things, all the things that you're struggling with, how much of your energy was now taken up focusing there and sharing that with the world? It could have been an hour of your time you just took to write down the crap. And now that's sitting in your mind.
Right.
You could have used that for something else. You could have used that to shift your mind to focus on something else. And the statement goes, where attention goes, energy flows.
Yeah. And someone else said,
so where your
mind goes, your body follows, right?
Yes. Where your mind goes, the body will follow. Where your focus and attention goes, you're expending energy in that direction. Yeah. So it is worth an energy audit.
Yeah.
Audit where you're placing your energy. And to your point, it may not be time, it may not be activity.
It's energy, it's mental currency, energy currency. This is why the idea of capacity I love.
Yes.
Right. And if anybody's interested, go on Instagram and look up Raquel, the capacity expert. Everything she's ever said in any of her content is amazing.
Talk about an excuse killer.
Yeah. And it ties into my theory and my philosophy, which I get from CrossFit, on fitness. Everything that we do, whether it's physical, biological, mental, neurological, emotional, whatever, is about capacity. What can you do more of better without spending as much energy? So when we look at everything from a capacity perspective, then we start looking at every conversation that we have, how much is this costing me? Every decision that I make, how much is this costing me? Every action that I take, how much is this costing me? And then you have to evaluate, is it worth it? It forces you to keep the why in front of you, because everything that you do is a budget. And you're looking at what is the goal. If you're trying to save money, if you're trying to pay off bills, you don't just randomly spend stuff without tracking what you're doing or keeping an eye on where you're putting your money. And it's the same thing with your mental capacity. So
this ties in with another concept I like to talk about, which is don't make it more difficult than it needs to be.
Right.
A couple weeks ago, one of my members in her check-in shared a win about, I think it was meal prep or planning in advance, and she nailed her macros, and she's like, that was a lot easier than I had been making it out to be in previous weeks.
Yep.
Well, when you look at something that's different, new for you, a new challenge, you're building it up in your mind to be this incredibly massive mountain that you need to scale.
Yeah.
But if you were to just take the first step, and then the second step, and then the third step, you would realize it's not that big of a deal. And it's not as difficult as you're imagining that it will be. It feels so difficult because you haven't taken the action yet. Taking action, even the smallest action you can take in that direction, immediately reduces that. Yeah. The difficulty with which you are assigning it. And you are assigning it. That's the other thing I always say. Nothing in this world has any meaning except the meaning that we assign to it. So thinking that tracking macros is so hard and you're never going to be able to do it and it's going to make this so much more difficult for you. Usually the thing that you're afraid of or the thing that you think is going to be so difficult is the thing you need to be doing. Mm. And as soon as you start to do it, you start to break down that mental construct.
Yeah. Here's something to think about. Everything you're good at doing now used to be
terrible.
Difficult.
Yeah.
Right? And anyone else who's starting to do something now is going to be more challenging for them. They're going to think it's more difficult until they start doing it.
Imagine
and then
if
they get better.
You never learned how to drive.
I was totally going to use driving. That was exactly where I was going. Get out of my head.
Nope, I live there.
That is exactly where I was going. But yes, go ahead.
If you never learned to drive because it's so scary and difficult for you to learn how to drive, and now you have to find bus routes. You have to walk to the bus stop. You have to take this train to that train to this thing. You have to catch Ubers. You're now, and Sarah said, I overcomplicate things all the time. How much more complicated does your life have to be because you didn't learn how to drive?
Back to how we started. How uncomfortable are you now? And if you maybe just change what you were doing, it may be uncomfortable at first, but it will make things more comfortable down the road.
And what does all your t-shirts say? Training hard makes
living easy. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You want to talk about carb cycling?
This is a quick one, right?
Sure. You don't need to do it. How about that?
I figured that y'all might have questions because we always get questions.
We also had the ketone thing.
Cycling.
You said someone was asking about ketones too.
Yes. Well, let's talk about carb cycling and then that can segue into the ketones.
Okay.
So what brought up the carb cycling?
I get triggered
so easily on this one in particular.
I don't have an issue with anybody saying carb cycling is working for me. I'm doing it. It's great.
Or even better, I want to eat carbs, so I'm going to
That would be much more honest. What I do have a problem with is people saying that carbs make exercise better. I'm eating carbs because it helps my performance.
Or my muscle goals,
right? Carbs make muscle grow faster. I'm getting stronger now because I'm eating carbs.
Or even worse, this is the only way to do it.
That's even worse, which I'm hearing less and less people say that, but there are still people that are saying that. Here's why I have a problem with that. I don't care about your individual experience when it comes to that. If that's working for you and that's what that's great, and that's what you want to do, that's fantastic.
Have fun.
That is, number one, not the only way to do it. Number two, there is no clinical evidence that that is actually what happens. And then number three, just because it's working for you does not mean it's a good thing for everyone else. Okay? What we have in there's a couple of different areas. We have some people who are highly active, this is the one thing that really pisses me off about this. I don't know any ketogenic bodybuilder who got where they are in their body composition by only being keto. Everyone that I know started out traditional, doing it the old school way, and then went keto. To then go back and say, keto's amazing, it's awesome, it does all this stuff, and I don't have a problem growing muscle, and I get there is some things there, but the data shows, and this is where I have a problem. I've looked at data from endurance athletes. I've looked at research for strength athletes. There's meta-analysis on strength and hypertrophy athletes. There's a ton of information on powerlifting. I'm doing a review right now on CrossFit athletes. None of it shows any improvement from keto or carbs.
What are you saying?
It is not as much of an impact in whether you are keto or carb fueled in whether you're going to build muscle or get stronger. So anyone saying that one or the other, and this goes both ways, anyone saying that one or the other is better in general is not actually how it works. And this goes into the whole dogma thing, right? This is the same as fat makes you fat, or don't eat fat. The opposite, right? Blanket claims don't help anyone.
I agree. Mm-hmm.
Carb cycling is a preference, not a requirement. And that's the key to the whole conversation. If you want to carb cycle, have a blast. You don't need to carb cycle. The words matter, and anyone who says otherwise is not being 100% truthful and honest with the process and
or
how
they're
things actually
uneducated.
work. Or they're uneducated. But I think most of the people are fairly educated. They just refuse to acknowledge what's going on. When it comes to carb cycling, for any performance,
I remember why we were going to talk about this now.
Or hormonal metabolic health reasons, carb cycling is not required. It can help, and there are mechanisms that if you increase your carbs, great, it can help with some things. But there's also methods that you can use that are completely carb free that can do the same thing. So understanding that there is a focus on energy, and carbs and fat can provide energy, but they both have different metabolic responses that can do similar things at different costs. Okay, and this is where I come into why I lean more towards the fat than the carbs. Carbs can do a lot of cool, awesome, amazing things. Exogenous carbs, the carbs that you eat. I'm not talking about glycogen and glucose, which are internal. When you eat carbs, it can do a lot of cool things, but the metabolic cost is a little higher than when you eat fat and you let it do the things it needs to do. So you can get the same results from both, but one costs a little bit more from a health perspective, and that's why it's not the best for everyone. Me, I could eat 100 and 150 grams of carbs a day at this point, and I wouldn't see much of a problem at all. Now, over time, there may be some issues, and I may develop some inflammatory responses or things like that. But in general, it wouldn't affect my body composition, it wouldn't affect my performance, anything like that. What it would do is it would require me, and this is what you're going to, I think, it would require me to keep doing more carbs. And this is the thing that is the loop that gets into the carb cycling. Carb cycling works for me. What they don't know or don't say or don't acknowledge is that the reason it's working for you is because you keep doing it. If you're metabolically flexible, the definition of metabolic flexibility is not requiring exogenous carbohydrate intake in order to perform activity. That is metabolic flexibility.
That's why we were going to talk about this today, because what we see people saying about carb cycling is that, hey, I'm doing this carnivore diet, it's so great for me for all these things, but my performance isn't as good or my results aren't as good unless I put carbs in for my workouts. If you have to put carbs in for your workout because your workout is not as good without carbs, you are not fat fueled, you are not fat adapted, you're not keto adapted, you are not getting what you need to get from fats, which is why you're feeling better in your performance when you use carbs.
Right.
It's either that or it's placebo effect. That's it.
And placebo effect is real, guys.
Yes, and for a lot of people, it's very much placebo effect.
Yeah.
But if it's real, you actually get better performance when you are mostly carnivore and then you put carbs in. You are probably not accessing and properly utilizing fatty acids for fuel. And for most athletes, it's because they never took the time to get fat adapted in the first place.
Right.
They cut out carbs, and then 2 weeks in, or 1 week in, or 4 weeks in, they feel like crap. They put carbs back in, they feel better, and then they start doing that regularly. Once a week, twice a week,
my workouts
daily. Maybe they're doing targeted, where they're putting in fast-acting sugars right around their workouts.
And here's another piece.
That is just keeping you from becoming metabolically flexible.
Right.
So you are now requiring and needing the carbs because you never taught your body how to use fats.
Right. And the other scenario that goes along with this, well, because some people are going to say, well, but I did carnivore and I did no carbs forever, and even when I did that for 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, I still don't get the same pump or the same growth or have the same energy to work out as when I have carbs. Yeah, because you were under eating fat. The mindset that athletes, and we're talking, I'm going to talk to athletes right now, I'm not talking to the regular person. Athletes who require a significantly higher energy demand often have a lower body fat percentage, body fat energy reserve, okay? You will likely need to greatly increase your fat intake if you are doing focused training for a specific goal.
And let's also throw in there salt.
And well, sodium, electrolytes is a whole nother thing. But yes,
no, it's
definitely.
not another thing.
Well, but I'm thinking right now, just talking to
but these
the
people
mindset,
in particular likely never got their electrolytes dialed.
Correct.
They never focused on that. They did not ever find their ideal sodium intake in particular.
Right. But even if they did, if they're not eating enough fat, you're going to have problems. The one thing that I see many athletes make a mistake, bodybuilding athletes especially, is approaching ketogenic nutrition with the mentality of standard diet and traditional bodybuilding macros and the methods of how they're doing it. Now, Rob is different. He does everything high fat, but even he drops calories.
You're talking about Rob Sykes?
Rob Sykes. Yeah. He even drops total intake way low, which I get. That's, you do what you got to do there. But he keeps his fat usually higher, which is better.
And he keeps his electrolytes dialed.
Which is a better, in my opinion, a more effective way to do it while maintaining metabolic flexibility.
Which is why his training does not suffer.
His training doesn't suffer. He's a perfect example of being carnivore, being highly keto adapted and fat adapted without having impact on your training because he maintains his metabolic flexibility. He doesn't put in the carbs just to fuel his workouts. There is no biological foundation for needing carbohydrates to be eaten in any circumstance. Okay, and I want to make this very clear. We cannot logically follow carbs are not essential and then finish the sentence with, but I need them for X, Y, or Z. That doesn't work. If they're not essential, then we don't need to eat them. If they're needed for this, then they're needed for that. But they're not, because they're not essential at the base. So if you are carb cycling and you're saying it works better for you, it's very likely that there were things you were doing when you tried it another way that could have been improved to be more effective and optimized. Okay?
Yeah.
And if it's working for you now, that's fantastic. Great. Have a blast. Do what you're doing. But don't think it's because you need it. Don't think it's because you need it.
And certainly don't try to tell everybody that they need it. That's the part that really triggers us.
Well, and that's the part that really triggers us because, unfortunately, we've talked about this, there are too many people who are not bodybuilders listening to how bodybuilders are doing what they're doing for bodybuilding and trying to apply that to, I need to lose weight or improve my metabolic health.
Yes.
Okay? Unless you are getting ready to get on stage, you should not be doing anything that someone who is getting ready to go on stage is doing.
I think that's a little harsh.
No, not at all.
Because
there's concepts that apply.
Right.
I'm not talking about conceptually.
You just said don't do anything that anyone, and that's not true.
No, I think if my focus is on doing this protocol to get on stage, that shouldn't apply to someone who's got 30% body fat to lose. They don't need to be doing that protocol.
It's like you said, the concepts apply.
The concepts apply, absolutely. Right? You probably need to eat less. You probably need to eat less. You probably need to stop this. You probably need to work out. Like, those things apply. But doing things exactly the same way
but that's,
is not the...
Nobody should ever do anything exactly the way anyone else is doing anything 100%, either.
100%.
Regardless of whether it's a bodybuilder getting on stage or anyone else.
But for many people we know, they do.
I know.
And I would say, if that's you and you haven't figured out exactly what you need to do and you're in that space where you're trying to follow what other people are doing, if you're not a bodybuilder getting ready for stage, then find somebody who may be closer to what you're dealing with and what they've done.
And as we always say, consider your context, where you're coming from. Don't eat sticks of butter just because Bella does it.
And
if you're not coming from underweight, undernourished, vegan, severely malnutrition, like that makes sense for her. Doesn't make sense for 90% of the keto population.
Right. And you say this all of the time. When we're talking about what should you be doing, always look at who you're getting information from and if that's who you would like to be.
And where did they come from?
Where did they come from? Where are they now?
What have they overcome? Is it the same as you, or is it completely different?
Right. And here's an example. I've never been underweight. I've never been vegan. I've always been a fat kid at heart.
Same.
Not a fat kid, because I was very lean for most of my life until I got out of the Army, had kids, and got a desk job. And then it just went down. And kept eating the way I did growing up, right? So I've been through the normal cycle of active as a kid, growing up, getting a dad bod, getting to almost, God, too much, and having to figure out how to fix all of that, right? Changing how I live my life, changing the food that I eat, changing my activity level, changing how I perceived what health actually is, like going through that whole process, having health issues, IBS, urgent bowels, those types of things, having injuries all the time. That is my story. Your story has to do with bulimia and body image, and there's a whole bunch of other things that you have in your story.
And similar, where I wasn't overweight as a child. I did always have gut issues and digestive problems and some health stuff that I think could have even been connected to being a premature baby. And then developing eating disorder early, ending up same thing, dancing, danced through college, and then started a desk job and got comfortable eating things more conveniently, less healthy, and then 30 pounds up, out of shape, overweight for the first time in my life. And the health problems just got worse. And then I had to reverse all of that too. So our stories are very similar in that way.
Yeah. But we haven't had, we're not coming from 400 pounds.
Right.
We're not coming from 80 pounds.
We're not coming from families.
Because you're tiny.
Families with obesity, right? We're not coming from severe malnutrition, malnutrition, yes. But underweight, we're not coming from that. I have been underweight in my journey as well as overweight.
Right. And another aspect of that, though, too, to think about because we're now talking about how do you know who to listen to. Not only where do our individual stories come from, but what is their experience as a coach?
Oh, yeah. Who do they work with?
Who do they work with? And who have they worked with? And where have they seen success? So that can be a huge part of the story that I don't know if a lot of people look at.
No, most people don't.
Because I know we've dealt with over the past couple of years, a lot of people coming from other places saying these programs and these people are not helping me.
Well, also,
or a lot of other people.
We've talked about this before. There's a difference between
an influencer
and a coach, basically. Yes.
And even if an influencer has a coaching program.
Right.
Or has hired coaches.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah. I will say most successful coaches do not have large followings on social media, are not influencers.
Think about that. And then ask yourself, why is that?
If you were a coach first, ourselves included, even getting to where we've gotten on social media, which is nowhere near what most of these influencers get to. Why? Because
where do we spend our currency? Where do we spend our time and energy?
Energy and time
goes into our people, not into building a following.
I was just talking about this the other week. I was like, I've been practically absent on my social media because they are my first priority. Right. And building awareness of what we do online is it's so far down the list of the priorities. And it's just something that most coaches, most successful coaches who I've followed as they've built their online portfolios, they were late to the game doing it. And we're not experts in that. We're not experts in marketing. We don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars to pay to people to build our brands online, which a lot of these doctors.
Tens of thousands of hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yeah.
And they had that because their career, their main career, gave them the income that they were able to then use to do that. And so that's where a lot of that comes from. The other virality that you see from these massive influencers was just because people love entertainment online more than they love to get educated. That's
the biggest challenge we have.
Education, but education is secondary to entertainment. So when you can just watch someone who's crashing and burning in their own lives, and that makes you feel good, there's a lot of commiseration online.
There's a lot of commiseration and drama.
Yes, you're following influencers who have drama to share.
Yeah.
And they're constantly on again and off again with the on the wagon, off the wagon.
Trying this, trying that.
People love that. So this is where their hundreds of thousands of followers and millions of followers come from.
Right. It's a voyeuristic society.
Yep.
And we don't share a lot about our lifestyle. We have people, we've had coaches all the time that say, you guys need more lifestyle content. I don't have the time. That's not where my brain's at. I don't care.
Where our energy and effort is being put.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Like I'm helping, like I want to put information out that's going to help educate and empower people to do what they're doing, to do what they need to do.
Sarah said it, y'all always go full circle every chat.
Yeah, so our energy, right? If we look at buckets of energy that we could put our mental capacity into, helping our people, educating online, entertaining online. And I would say that's the order that it would go.
Entertainment is the very
Entertainment's
last
at the
bucket
bottom.
for us, yeah.
Right? I think for me, because I'm not coaching as much right now, I'm going to throw in self-development and improvement in projects that I have that I'm working on, which go towards the education online piece.
Yep.
Right? And I have a small client base right now because of that change in focus. And I don't hardly ever post on social media anymore either.
Well, you'll see a lot of what he posts and a lot of what I post recently. You're going to see, and we work with someone who helps. I don't know. Are you still working with him?
No, not really. Not right now.
I started working with the guy he was working with to do editing and things. But what I have him doing is taking what I'm already doing with my master classes, with my feedback to my clients, and turning pieces of that into content. Because once again, I don't have that extra time and energy to spend creating additional content, especially not just for education. So, I mean, entertainment.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Everything we do is mission driven.
I don't want to entertain people. My goal in life isn't to entertain. My goal in life is to change. So I would rather have 10,000 subscribers on YouTube who are actually getting something from the information that I'm putting. Not that other people that have bigger audiences aren't providing a service.
Right.
The service that they're providing came after they got the audience.
Yes.
And it's the order with which, right? Yeah. I'm going to build an audience as a business model so that I can then offer coaching.
Yes.
Which it's a way to do it, as opposed to I'm much more passionate about the coaching. I don't need a big following.
When you do serve,
I would love a big
much
following. We'll get there.
larger audiences, much larger groups for coaching, it gets watered down. It has to be a protocol that you can throw out to the masses that lots of people are going to get results with. And what happens is it becomes too drastic for most people to sustain. Yeah. This is why you see this challenge and that challenge. It's always something extreme because that's what's going to get 100,000 people to get results rather than, well, let me look at this one person who's not getting results and help them figure out why and what specifically for them they need to fix. That's not the goal and the aim and the focus of these people with these massive audiences.
And don't get us wrong. We're not saying that none of these, no one's providing value and influencers aren't as good as coaches. That's not what we're talking about at all.
But eventually, we always say
eventually you're going to need something that's more focused on you.
Nuanced, yes.
And the individual, the person themselves, needs to be served. And we found that that's where
that's what's missing.
That's what's missing. There's
a gap. That's the gap that we fill.
Yeah. So, okay. We still didn't get to the other thing from 3 weeks ago. We've got other topics, but that's okay.
And the ketones, we can talk about that.
We didn't talk about, let me add ketones. For anybody, since we're at an hour and a half almost.
Yeah.
We'll talk about ketones next week. There was a question you got about exogenous ketones.
It wasn't a question. She just got some ketone IQ, and then I mentioned yours.
Oh, okay. So what are the different types of exogenous ketones? Do they even work?
Yep.
That kind of stuff. Cool. All right. Anything else to add?
We
got to do a winner. Oh, we totally forgot to mention Keto Brains at the beginning. I knew we were forgetting something.
Forgot. I had it on my mind.
Bronson is a very dirty old man. Thanks, Juliana, I think. Ha 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 ha. Let's see.
Anybody have any questions?
Anyone who says differently is selling you something, Evelyn says. Can we take a couple more minutes?
Let's go for it. Why not?
Okay. Everyone online is selling something, even us.
Yep.
Okay?
And
that's not a bad thing.
That's basically what I was just going to say. Go ahead.
We're selling things too. Okay, but just to be clear, we're trying to build something that we can provide a living for ourselves doing what we're passionate about in helping people. We're not doing it just to make the money.
Right.
And there is a difference in different people out there.
Yep.
Now, I don't know who, I don't know anybody's internal motivations, but you can tell, I think, in many cases when you look at people, whether they're trying to help or whether they're trying to make money. And you have to make that determination yourself. And everyone's going to have a different opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
I can look at somebody and say, I think they're just trying to make money. She could look at the exact same person and say, oh my God, they're making such a difference. They're so passionate about what they do. They're helping thousands of people. It doesn't really matter. The question is, if I buy the thing from this person, is it going to help me get where I want to go, and is it worth it? That's what matters. For me, right now, I'm selling my books. That's all I've got. If you want to get information from me that it's all in my content, I'm also giving it all away free. But if you want it in a nice box wrapped in a pink bow, in a way that is easily understandable and has everything there for you to move forward, get my books. Right? That's what I have. I do coaching as well. I have high-end one-on-one coaching that's available, but I don't push that a lot.
We'll talk about this when we talk about ketones too, because, there's this doctor promotes this ketone, this doctor promotes that ketone, right? And you could question yourself and say, well, should I not trust what this doctor tells me because they're selling ketones, right? Or whatever the product is. But once again, it goes into the nuance of, okay, let's understand why they're promoting what they're promoting. I'm just going to say it here. Ben Bickman, for example, he's on the board of some of these companies, and there's a reason they asked him to be on the board, right? We have to be thinking about, just because this doctor promotes this thing, why is he promoting this thing?
Yeah.
Why? Because if this person believes in this as a modality because they understand the science and they stand behind it, well, then wouldn't it make sense that they would encourage and help these companies become successful or create companies? There are those who are very successful out there who've created their own products.
The Bears of Keto Chow, Rob with Keto Brick, they created a company based on something they were using and they believed in.
Exactly. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't listen to anything they say because they have a product. Right? But we have to be asking ourselves, well, Why did they create the product? Do they use it? What benefits did it give them? Could it give me those same benefits? The same kind of questions you ask with the coaching.
Right. And the coaching, it's the same thing. Like, just because someone is selling something, whether it be coaching, whether it be a product that they own or have developed, whether it be something that they're on the board for, whether it's just an affiliate code.
Yep.
Okay? That doesn't invalidate the information or them as an expert in the field. You may not agree with it. There are some people who are pushing some things that I don't think those things are worth the crap that I put in my toilet every morning, right? But that doesn't mean it's not helping somebody. It doesn't mean that they don't believe in it. Maybe they 100% have looked at everything they can and they're like, this stuff is amazing, I have to do this. They could also very well be, like, I'm sure there are people who are just caught up in the wave of a trend and feel like they need to do it because this is a decision that many people make. Everyone else is doing it. If I don't do it, then I'm going to miss out on the market share.
Oh, you know what else I want to say?
And there's a lot of that as well.
Somebody in my group asked an awesome question. It prompted discussion on our Zoom last week. And it was because a lot of us use protein powders. I think it was mostly protein powders we were talking about in that context. And she said, hey, if I'm not doing any of that, do I need to? Should I be using protein powder? Should I be getting protein powder? Should I be making all of these desserts with it? My answer was no. If you're not doing it, just because other people are doing it and talking about it does not mean you need to be doing it.
Right.
And in that particular case, it was protein powder, right? I'm like, if you're not already using it and you're able to hit your protein targets with real food,
and you're
fantastic.
Seeing progress.
Keep doing it.
Keep doing it. Yeah.
Especially if you also consider, hey, I have this sweet tooth and I was never able to moderate when it came to sweets. Absolutely, you should not be adding sweets into your diet because somehow protein powder is a magical elixir that's going to make things better, right? At the end of the day, it's why you consider your context. If you are a person who's having a hard time going keto because you keep eating real cookies and real chocolate and real cake and real donuts, and you're like, hey, I could buy this protein powder and I could make keto protein heavy versions of these things without putting
protein donuts,
without putting the sugar in my body that will improve my blood sugar and get me off of the junk and help me transition, then it would be a great decision for you. Right. So, and Sarah, this is great, yeah, because Sarah asked the question, if carnivore, do I need ketones? This is one of those questions of, well, why are you considering ketones? And this is what I asked my member who got the Ketone IQ. She's like, well, okay, I just tried this other supplement. It seems to be working well for me. Should I wait to try the ketones? And I said, well, what is your goal with the ketones? What are you trying to achieve with them? And she said, honestly, I don't know. She bought them because they were on sale. And I was like, okay, well, figure that out first. Is there something I'm trying to achieve?
Right.
Better energy, brain cognition, better sleep, better recovery, better workouts. What is it that I'm looking for that I'm not getting now that I'm hoping that this product will help me to achieve? And you can ask this for any product, any supplement.
Can I add to that?
Figure that out first, and then control all the other variables, and then try just that one thing to see if it's actually giving you the benefit you're seeking.
And before you buy it, I'm going to level that question up a little bit. Not only what am I trying to get out of this supplement or adding this biohack or whatever it may be, but is there something I can change in my lifestyle or routine that will do the same thing without having to take this?
And have I covered the basics first?
Have I covered the basics first, right? Oh, I need this to help me sleep. Have you tried maybe going to bed earlier?
Shutting down the screen.
Have you tried there's other things you can do without having to buy a supplement.
And I gotta say this for the ladies because the ladies just love the hormonal supplements, and the marketing on those things is speaking to all your pain points, and it's making you feel like you need it. If you haven't covered the basics and you start throwing supplements on top of things,
you're not making it better.
You could be making things worse. So Sarah says weight loss is her goal with carnivore, and carnivore is doing it. and better mental clarity. So it sounds to me like you don't need the ketones.
Right.
And the other thing I recommend, especially with supplements, is look at the research. And this is what we'll talk about next week. We'll talk about the research as it relates to ketones. But any supplement you're considering, what does the research say? Is there actual research behind it? Because you could be throwing things, once again, at it that could be fanning the flame and could be making things worse if you're not addressing the basics and if they're not research backed.
Right. Cool.
So.
All right. That was a long one today, guys. Exactly 130. An hour and 30 minutes.
I think we should give Keto Brains to Sarah because she said finally she got the notification she was able to hop on the live, and she asked questions and she made comments.
Yeah. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, everybody else.
I will message you.
We went long today. Please share this. Let other people know that we do this every Sunday. And we'll talk about ketones, exogenous ketones. We'll talk about the 3 different versions of ketones, what the studies say about them, and which ones, and why you should or shouldn't or could or wouldn't or may not want to use them.
That'll be fun.
See ya.
Bye, guys.